Hello and welcome to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back in the new BMW M4 G82 GT4 for a track guide in the fixed setup around Road Atlanta Full. So this would be used in the GT Falken tyre series. I already do actually have another guide out in the Aston Martin. I found the Aston Martin very slightly easier to drive and a little bit faster around here. Most of the stuff is exactly the same, but if you do want to watch the guide, stick around, because the hot lap's coming up now. Okay, let's start the hot lap. So, coming down the main straight, up to 6th gear, looking for the end of this wall on the left-hand side. Going to brake up to about 60%, long trail off all the way down to 4th gear, straight back up to 5th, over to the right-hand side. Along this curbing, we're going to come off the gas onto the brakes, make sure we're making it round, giving it full beans down the hill, little lift in 5th gear just to make sure we can make this one. Tricky left hand of this. Going to exit really wide, but without going on the sand like I did here. Looking for the 200 meters on the left. Going to brake all the way down to 4th gear. And this one's 3rd gear corner. I didn't exit onto the rumble strip there because I found it quite slippy in this car. Make sure we cut these corners in 3rd gear up the hill, little lift here, back on the gas. Holding it round to the right hand side, you're still going to get push left. It does allow you to just cut back across here, exiting nice and wide, and that's a 125.64. So 125.642. Right. Okay, I'll run through the breakdown lap relatively fast here. So our first braking marker is just before the end of this wall on the left-hand side. And as we get there, we come off the gas, brake up to about 60%, down to 5th gear. We're slowly trailing it off. We're keeping that that pressure on the brake, though, just so that we can get that weight over the front tyres. And by the time we hit this apex, we're already back on the gas, straight up to 5th gear. Still on the gas, still on the gas, still on the gas. Coming up to the top of the hill here, and we're wanting to get back over to the left-hand side, getting our left-hand tyres onto this rumble strip. When we get halfway along, we're going to brake up to about 80% briefly, trail that off down to 4th gear, keeping our left-hand tyres on the asphalt. As soon as we're coming off the curbing, we're back on 100%. Hold it round to the left-hand side, up to 5th gear. And then as we move back over to the right-hand side here, we're just going to do a little lift, which is just going to enable us to settle our car. And then we're back on full beans over the curbs. When we get to this curbing here, we're going to get back on the brakes up to about 70%, drop it down to 4th gear, trail it off down to the next apex. And as the car settles, we're back on 100%. Exit nice and wide using this full amount of additional track that they've built for us beautifully. Next braking marker, this 200 meter sign on the left-hand side. As we get there, we're going to brake up to about 90%, immediately trail it off, down to 4th gear, cutting the corner, getting back on the gas when this slippy little car will allow us, and then we're back on the brakes, up to about 75%, trailing it off, dropping it down to 3rd gear, cutting the corner, and then trying to get back on the gas as early as possible. That is a bit slippy there, and you're trying to avoid the traction control kicking in. When we go down this long straight, long back straight, there's going to be a game of chicken during the races into who can brake latest here. But if you're wanting to make sure that you make it, we want the braking to be just before the 100 meter sign. It'd actually be about the 150 if there was one. And there we're just holding it, holding it. I'm in the ABS here, but it is a short race. So going to trail that off, down to the apex, getting back on the gas there. cutting the corners on the left and then again on the right here. Letting the car settle, exiting nice and wide, back on 100%. And now it's just a drag race to the end. Alright, final time with the driving line on coming up. Okay, here we go. As always, thanks so much for watching, thanks for your support. I've been Sambo iRacing, and I'll see you guys in the week. Cheers.